All right, for today's video, we're going to be taking a look at something a little bit different than what we usually do on this channel. Or we're going to be taking a look at a Lego set. This is part of the new Lego Dreamzzz series, dreams spelled with three Z's at the end, obviously. That's basically like, and it's a new Lego original theme that is basically like dream world kind of stuff with some nightmare things as the bad guys, and then lots of fanciful stuff as the good guys. And this is one of the sets in the Dream series that I was really excited for. I got a few sets starting off. I might pick up a few more later. If there's another like Lego gift with purchase thing that I really want to get, and I want to spend enough money to actually get it. That's how I've been tending to do my Lego purchases, so I'm not just like getting a lot at once, because in terms of the sets that I'd want and sets that are currently available, there's too much overlap for me to be doing that that all the time, especially with my my other hobbies. But yeah, no, this is a really cool set. Like I said, I picked up 3 sets to begin with, and this was definitely the one I was most excited about. This is Mrs. Castillo's turtle van, and this is Mrs. Castillo here. And it's a really nice little minifigure. These sets in general come with a really nice minifigures. They're detailed really nicely. They've got some fun new parts. I love the little like old woman body that they introduced in this theme. Also like wearing the backpack. It's kind of a bummer to me that you can't remove the backpack section, so that like if you wanted to use this like old woman body in other things, it's always going to have this panel on the back of it. But it's still a really nice little element there. It's also kind of a shame that there aren't like wrist swivels on the arms that plug into it. They just plug in with like little Technic pins. But again, that's all right. I love the facial expression here. We've got 2 different facial expressions on all the minifigs, kind of a more neutral one and then the more happy one that I had shown off there. But works really well as a little old woman. I love this hairpiece too. I don't think that this hairpiece is original to this set. I think that that existed before. But one of the other new pieces is these little hourglass pieces that if you're picking up Lego Dreamzzz, you're gonna get a lot of these, because they're a couple of them are included in every set, and I think it's a really cool little piece with like the gold on the inside that actually looks like it's a ticking down, or whatever you'd say it, and an hourglass does. But yeah, that's a really nice figure. We also have Mateo, who's also kind of like the main character of the Dreamzzz series. I watched a little bit of the Netflix show. It wasn't really, aimed at me as a demographic. It steers a little bit younger. But honestly, I kind of just like these sets. I don't need to see the story. I just kind of, like to imagine my own stuff. But I love this like pencil weapon that they've created for him. I think it's really cool. Again, all existing pieces, but just used in a fun way. Like it's got like a Star Wars lightsaber handle there, and then just like the little dot there as the eraser, and then this drill bit as the like graphite. I think that's cool. He comes with a this version of the minifigure comes with a backpack. Other versions of him come with like a cape and like a little belt piece. But I'm pretty sure otherwise all the printing is the same. But again, just a lot of really nice printed detail on these, like on the legs as well. And then his alternate face, he's got the one that's kind of like a smirk, and then one that's just more, cheery, happy, but still pretty cool there. Yeah, I like the hairpiece too. I don't know if this is new or if it's just, with the like little green splotches is like original to this theme, but this must have existed before, but I can't say for sure. And then we have this character as well, Zoe, who's looking very cool with the little bow and arrow there. Again, another one of these pieces, and then a little printed tile with the like hourglass logo thing on it. I love her hairpiece. I'm a huge sucker for, like brightly colored hair, especially on like things like Lego figures. I feel like that's a really nice thing. And again, there aren't actually that many different characters in the Dream series, so like if you get a few of these sets, you're gonna get repeats of these characters. And while pieces like maybe like I think the legs are reusable in like other things, I think that the torsos can be kind of a challenge, just because they have kind of like Dreams specific iconography on them. But just getting more kind of like nice facial prints and then like different funky hair pieces, I feel like are definitely usable in other mocks or whatever you want. And then this version of the minifig also comes with a quiver there with some arrows in it on the back. That's pretty cool. The other version of this figure I have comes with a cape. So, you know, I don't know which is more common, but that's that one. And then also these new kind of like minifigs are included in this set. Again, I'm pretty sure that this body piece that they both use is new to the Dreamzzz series, but it's just like a little, I don't know, little gremlin type body. Then we've got this slime guy here, Z-blob his name is. And he's supposed to be like an original character. You get a few of him in all the different sets too. And I prefer to just think of him as like a, you know, a member of a species so that you can just have a little army of these little slime guys. Again, I don't know if this slime piece is new to the Dream series, but it's a really nice piece. And I think that that could be used in some fun, different ways on your own Lego builds. And then also one of these little evil guy gremlins, one little nightmare guy is kind of hard to see there. He's got, here, we'll just take his helmet off there. These guys, the little guys, don't have alternate face prints. And I'm pretty sure this is the same print that's used on the Night Hunter figure that's in some other sets. But, you know, just covered up with a little knight's helmet there. Again, pretty cute. Oh, I guess I didn't show off. Here's Zoe's alternate face, just kind of a more happy expression there. But so yeah, some pretty nice minifigure selection, which is nice to see on a set that is otherwise like really colorful and vibrant and interesting, because I just love this aesthetic of having this like van with these like turtle parts growing out of it. I think there's a lot of fun stuff going on here. Again, if you want to count this as a minifig, it also has this little cactus cat thing here, which I think is really cute. It kind of rotates in there and the arms can kind of rotate around. Again, that comes in a few sets. Pretty cute addition there. I love how it has a little like palm tree kind of growing off the top there. I think that that's pretty cool. Now, the one thing about this set that kind of surprised me that I was a little bit disappointed by is I thought that there would be a bit more like articulation with the actual like turtle, because the head is on one of those little mixel ball joints and it can move around, and that's all well and good. I love the face print there. I think it's really cute. But the legs, unfortunately, I'm pretty sure that these tubes are a new part to the Dream series, and they connect with a you know, like a Technic cross pin. So unfortunately, when you have it on there, the legs can't rotate or anything. The only way to actually do that is to, you know, take them off and put them back on, and then you're not really getting that like in between movement. They do have swivels on the feet here, so you can rotate that around, but I get it, because I feel like with the weight of this, if these were like somehow on ball joints or, you know, it had a rotation, then it might want to fall over a lot. So I do understand, but I was a little bit bummed to see that these are just static, but you know, what can you do? But yeah, no, it's a really nice van. It's got this little weapons rack here, which has some cool stuff on it, which is also fun. It's got a little treasure chest on top that has a little crystal in it. Also, a detail that I really like is I really appreciate how, like, you know, the implication here is how this thing moves along is because they've got like a stick with a carrot attached, and the turtle is just kind of like following it, you know, like you do with like a pig in Minecraft. I think that that's really fun. I wish it kind of stuck out a little bit more, because it doesn't, the way that the head articulates and the way this sticks out like that, it doesn't really look like the turtle could actually see that carrot, but you know, whatever. That's a nitpick. I tend to prefer to, you know, attach it by like sticking this through here like this, and then attaching the carrot there, so it kind of attaches like that. I just think that looks a little bit better, but you know, to each his own. But yeah, no, some good stuff here. This is another new piece that they introduced in the Dream series, is this this like big, you know, plume piece. I mean, in this context, it's used to be like exhausts coming out of this little exhaust pipe here, but it's also used in these series to be like trees or like hanging vines and stuff like that. So it's a pretty versatile piece, and I could see it being used in some interesting ways. I don't necessarily prefer to display this set with this on here myself. Truthfully, it's good enough for me to just have the little exhaust pipe there. I think that this kind of just busies it up, but it's nice that it comes with the piece regardless. And yeah, it's got a lot of nice little details on here. I love that it's used these little, like lever pieces as windshield wipers. I think that that's really cute. It's got a lot of nice like sticker detailing, like, this panel here and then, these panels and all of that. You can remove the roof section and kind of see the interior here. And it's got a few things in there, like like a little shiny crystal, whatever that's supposed to be, like a potion ball or something, and like a little mushroom. Some neat stuff in there. I like how it has the tiled white and sand green floor there. It's got some I thought this was just a menu before, but it's actually just like a looks like directions on how to put together these weapons, which is kind of cool. I don't know if you can really see that in there. It's kind of hard to get it to focus on. Yeah, you can kind of see it, but yeah, really cool. Now, there are a couple alternate builds with this set, which is fun to see, like Lego actually, returning to doing alternate builds. They're not all that drastic, and honestly, they're like unchanged enough that I kind of wish it was prioritized in terms of like being able to shift between these a little bit more. Because what it kind of does is it does like a base set, which is basically the van, and then it makes you go in two different directions. You can either do this build where the turtle is like walking along, or a build where the turtle is like a flying turtle, and then it comes with like a few extra parts to make that happen. So like some of the changes, I'm not going to do the whole thing because again, it's more extensive than I'd like it to be in terms of like shifting from one or the other, because I think it would be more playable if it was a little bit easier to kind of like go between modes or whatever. But maybe that's just the Transformers collector and me talking. But basically what you do is you take the cat guy here, and then you end up using this piece on the back to be like a thruster, and then the way that it's oriented, you attach this kind of shooting out the back, and then there's a few extra parts to give him like his own little jet engines, and then you take the legs and you basically like rotate them around like this, so they're kind of shooting out to the side. It's something like that. That's not the exact orientation, but it's something along those lines, which again is a cool idea. But if I personally prefer the look of him just like walking on the ground like a regular turtle, so that was the one that I chose. And it's not as simple as just like switching between them, because you've got a few parts. Like you also add like this fin piece that you wouldn't have used otherwise in this build. So it's you kind of have to do a little bit of like going and getting new parts to make it happen, which I kind of wish that it was a little easier to just switch between them, since it's not that extensive of a change, but whatever. And the other thing is, I also just really like the regular kind of van mode, and I was a little bummed to see that again, you do sort of have to go and get additional parts to make that happen. Not like this, like the set comes with those parts, but if you just have one build kind of established the way it is, then like if you want to switch between them, you have to go get different things rather than just like popping a few parts off. Because like the head, you literally just pop off the ball joint and call it a day, right? But the legs, you take off, and then the things that's actually holding them on are these just like regular Technic pins, which means that the wheels kind of come off. And if you want to actually just do the regular van mode, it also includes these parts, which are basically like the Technic cross pins with the actual just like regular snap pin on it. So you have to take all these off and put these back on, which again is just a little bit more work than you'd want to do if you were wanting to like switch between these. Again, especially because these little white pins aren't used in the walking turtle mode, and the yellow pins aren't used in the van mode. So you'd have to like store them inside or something. Like I guess you could like put them in the treasure chest or just like put them loosely in here, but again, it's just a little bit more than I'd like it to be. I wish it were just the case that you could just take off the the turtle arms and legs and call it a day. And then again, this piece doesn't really work there, since it would have to fall down, and then you might as well not have the the chain there, since there's no turtle to steer. But again, I just really like this little van. Again, the part of the base build is they don't have you have all this extra stuff on it either. So if you want just more of like a regular van, that's pretty much what you're looking at. And yeah, that still looks pretty good. I wish it came with a couple more of these pieces so you could just like fill out the other side here. I mean, you'd also have to take this plate off, but still. So these do not come with the set, but one way that you can do that is just take a few, sand green plates and then or tiles, I guess I should say, and just fill it out there. So it's a little bit asymmetrical, but I think either side works. So that's something you could do if you have those parts. But I do really like this little van, and because it's so, you know, kind of cumbersome to switch between them, where you have, like, obviously you were going to have like the turtle parts just sitting off to the side, but it's annoying that you also have to switch out the pin sections. I did find one way that you could do this by using different parts, basically by just using a little like slightly longer pin section with a little, you know, washer there. You could do it like that, where you have, you know, the wheel attached there regularly, and then the little washer is to stop the wheel from coming off. And then when you want to go into turtle mode, you could just, you know, take the leg and attach it like that. I'm not going to do that for all four of them because it looks basically the same, but, and it, you know, that still works. The legs stick out a little bit farther. And then obviously when you take the legs off, it's not quite as clean here, but it's an option. I don't know. At this point, honestly, I like both orientations of this so much that I'm kind of considering, just like next time I'm doing a big Lego order, just ordering another one of these sets, just because I like the van so much, but I also like the, you know, the turtle so much that I kind of just want both of them. But yeah, I mean, I guess that speaks towards the set, right? Is that it's exciting enough in both orientations that I want to get a second one of it. But it's like, well, you know, it kind of feels like, oh, maybe they're encouraging that a little bit. Whereas like, I'd like to just be able to kind of, you know, go between the van and the turtle whenever I'd like, rather than having to, you know, store the extra parts in there. I don't know. It's kind of an abstract complaint. It's not that big a deal either way, you know. Basically, at the end of the day, it's got multiple options, and all of those options are cool, and that's the reason that that I feel that way. But you know, so it really does at the end of the day speak in the set's favor. But it is, you know, kind of just like one of those things where it's just like, I wish it was a little bit more, you know, easily variable. But again, that's maybe just like the Transformers collector in me talking, just wanting to be able to like have your cake and eat it too, rather than having, you know, the specific options for a build that you stick with. I struggle with that on some like model kits too, where it's just like it comes with all these different options, and I'm like, oh, I want all of these, but I don't want to buy it again. So it, you know, it's nothing new with you know, toy sets and stuff like that. It's just something that I'm not as used to. But yeah, no, this is a pretty cool set overall. Lots of fun stuff going on here. Again, great minifigure selection. I think that you know, both of the kind of, or all of the really orientations of the van look super cool. And again, you know, this is another thing that I didn't mention earlier, but it comes with some extra stickers that don't have like a specific place to go, that are just like, you know, stickers that you'd see, like bumper stickers and stuff like that on a van like this. So they don't really tell you where to put those. I didn't choose to put any of those on, but you can just kind of like, you know, cover this thing in all sorts of like little, you know, tags and stuff like that, which I think is super cool. I love that it has like a turtle shell detail on the roof here. I think with or without the turtle stuff, I think that's a really nice detail. It's just a really nice little van. Oh, I meant to show off when I had it fully in van mode. I meant to show it off with Studio Series Ironhide, just so you could see what it looks like with another van there. But yeah, I don't feel like going back in between that mode again. But yeah, you know, not a whole lot else to say about it. Other changes that I make to this set, yeah, like I said, I like to just, you know, not even with the turtle mode, I like to just have these panels there rather than the big weapons rack. I don't really like this plume piece. I think it makes it look a little bit more busy with Miss Castillo here, or Mrs. Castillo. I think that the staff looks a little bit absurdly long, so I just take another one of these, you know, like dots with a hole in it, and just use that instead of the lightsaber piece. But again, you know, all variations. That's kind of the fun of Lego sets, is that you can kind of, you know, customize them to your needs and do whatever you want. That's part of the play pattern. That's encouraged. But yeah, no, pretty good set overall. Obviously, these open and close. This can hinge up and down. The door's open. I'm just trying to look for things that I've missed here to talk about. But yeah, no, not really a whole lot else to say about it. Just a really cute, charming set with some fun alternate builds. Great minifigure selection. A pretty decent supply of like new parts that are kind of introduced in this theme. And yeah, just a really fun theme in general. But yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. If you enjoy my videos, make sure to leave a like and consider subscribing. I do reviews every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And without further ado, here we have Lego Dreamzzz Mrs. Castillo's Turtle Van.